So I don't know what the heck was going on there, but I had to unplug everything. Well, I've done a quick system cleanup, reboot the PC, and then
do you have a link for this stream
for the stream? Yeah, 1 moment.
that I could post on Facebook in case somebody wants to come in?
What, for the Hangout or for the YouTube?
Oh, you're recording this to play back later.
No, this is live.
Right. So do you have a link for it so I could put on my Facebook feed?
Yeah, I'll send you the Facebook, YouTube page. That's what we're on at the moment. I sent it to you through Facebook.
Okay.
So, yeah, there ain't no one on at the moment. They tend to come in a bit slow because I don't get notifications from Facebook, from YouTube and Facebook and other social medias. So, it's going to be very quiet for the minute, but they will start coming on eventually. Yeah. That's me. So there's Bertie on the old side chat there. Albert. Oh, hang on, he's disappeared again. 1 minute. He was here just now. Honestly, he was just here. Now, we're not sure how long I'm going to be on for because we both got a slight miss. Bobby has got a cold and I've got a stomach bug. So, how long will it be on for?
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Right, so last time we spoke, we was talking about you and your family doing the paranormal, but then we started moving on to equipment. Now, I do know that you mentioned about the old Ghostmeter Pro, yeah?
You know, I actually want to talk to you about that.
That's why we're here. That's why we're here. You mentioned about, what was it? They were back engineering it. Now, I wouldn't know how to back engineer the damn thing because, like, you know, I have problems operating the damn thing as it is. I know there's like a tuning tab in there. You can tune it up to make it more sensitive and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. The only problem I don't like about these is that these backs tend to break off the little tabs there, and you've got to keep using tape to hold them on. Mm-hmm. So if the guy who was to make any more of these, I would like to see the battery clip a lot more secure. The noise when it's scanning for a spirit. This one don't do it for some reason. I've got a couple more. You know the noise anyway, what it does.
I do. I'm very familiar with that noise.
I do really like it that much. Oh, actually, no one like working, so I'm on mode 3. Yeah, that is a bit, on the old ear. Right. Do you really want to be waiting for 5-10 minutes for that to like stop?
And sometimes it never goes off.
Yeah, I know. That, I think, if he was to like change that over with like a beep, 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 and a time limit, and if it doesn't detect it after like 2 or 3 minutes, then it automatically shuts off the device.
Right. You know, when I first started using that, there was a lot of other people using it as well. And then all of a sudden, this video came out on YouTube from this group called Viper Paranormal. Yeah. And they trashed it. And they said, no, this is fake. Look. And the video was very sketchy. There was a lot of unanswered questions. Is that they were just assuming that there was some kind of randomized thing going on inside the Ghostmeter Pro. So I actually contacted the manufacturer, and they sent me back a letter saying no, it's legit. But what I've used it on so many investigations, and so many of the answers I've gotten were validated later on. What I want to know is, from a perspective, this is like a golden opportunity for me because, you know, my entire first book, almost every one of those investigations, that was one of the pieces of equipment that we used. So it's kind of important to me that I have somebody like you who reverse engineered it that can tell me why you think it's a legitimate piece of paranormal equipment.
Well, like you know, I'll use mine quite a lot on mode 4 for the yes and no questions, and I have had a lot of good responses on that. People who watch my channel, well, when I'm using it either on live or if I've done it outside and uploaded it, I have had comments saying, you know, how can you tell that's spirit saying yes or no? How can you tell that that spirit isn't in any way influencing you by reading your, you know, brainwaves, you know, like telepathically, you know, knowing what the answer is before they even actually answer.
Right.
We don't know, do you? We don't know if it's a spirit that we're communicating with, but whatever we're communicating with is intelligent and knows a lot of the answers to the questions we're asking. Because I try to hide some of the answers to the questions. I was trying to like put a brick wall up, so the spirit wouldn't be able to like, you know, manipulate my mind. But even when I was trying that, I was still getting like a positive answer to the question. Or if it was a negative answer, like if it's a no, then I was getting no. So you know, I think out of the amount of times I've used it, I'm going to say about 90% of the time I've had positive reactions from it. Yeah. Now there has been times where you've turned it on and you're waiting 5 minutes and nothing, so you think, you know, is this malfunctioning? You know, is anything ever going to pick up? You know, so you turn it off and you turn it back on, and a couple of minutes later you start getting something. So with this, I thought like if he was to actually manufacture any more of these, maybe it could like, yeah, I still don't know the mode 1 or 2, you know, where it's like meant to be like ancient and more of a recent spirit, yeah. You know, that to me doesn't really make any kind of what I'm trying to think of the word. I don't think that's, you know, worth having, to be honest with you. If it was to make another one, have one like the standard one where it's got the normal EMF, and then a second one with the mode 4. So you've got mode 1 normal EMF, and the second one mode 4, which is the second one. So
yeah,
you know, it's still at the button, but you only have to press it twice instead of 4 times.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to make any more of them because I know the last time I contacted them, first of all, they're excuse me. I know you told everybody that I have a cold, and I do. I'm not feeling very good at all, so please bear with me. But if you do a Google search for Ghost Meter Pro, the only thing you're going to get right now is the regular Ghost Meter, which does not have all of the functionality that the Ghost Meter Pro has. I contacted them because I wanted to know, honestly, I'm not kidding. I said, I've used this so much and I've talked about it so many times in my books, and there's so many people that wish they had one. I use this recently at the Conjuring House, which is the house that the movie was based off of. And I was invited there as a guest investigator because the guy who secured the Conjuring House for the night was one of my fans. And I went and I had my Ghost Meter Pro. He was blown away. He goes, I got to get one of these. I said, good luck. You can't find them anymore. And the last time I contacted Alternative Technologies, who makes the Ghost Meter and the Ghost Meter Pro, because I wanted to see if I could buy them in bulk and market them at the Paracons because I have them in my book. I'd love to share this with the rest of the paranormal community, but I never got an answer from them. And I have not seen the Ghost Meter Pro. I don't know why, but I don't see the Ghost Meter Pro on the market anymore. So I own 2 of them, and I would never give them up.
I did a Google, an Amazon search earlier, and I didn't actually save it on the listing. But there's one available, but it's not the Ghost Meter Pro. It's the standard Ghost Meter.
Right.
And I think it's just the one available, and it was £59. So that's around about $70 in your money. these you just can't get anymore. I was lucky to have 2 of these sent to me from another paranormal investigator, Rose Bumpfluff, who was on here the other night. She can understand how to operate them. Although she's seen me use my one myself, and she goes, "Oh, I don't know how you use it." I've told her how to use it, God knows how many times, but eventually she just said, "Nah," and she chucked them in the box and sent them to me. Now, you know, I thought, whoa, great. You know, I've got a couple more of these, which are damn well hard to get. And I told her
Very
these are damn well hard to get. And if she wanted them back, well, I'd have to send them back, I suppose. But I don't think you still get the hang of them because they can be a little bit awkward. Because some people will put it on mode 1 or mode 2 thinking you're going to get that crackling noise, but you don't. On this one, the standard one, it's just a normal EMF.
Right.
On this one, you get 4 modes. One which is more of like supposed to pick up old ghosts. The next mode is picking up more recent ghosts, which those 2 modes I do not like. Mode 3 is the normal EMF, which I'm going to tell you something about this in a minute, yeah. And mode 4 is like, you know, communicating with spirits by your smoke.
Right.
Now, I don't know why, but with this one, which has only got the 1 mode, I very rarely ever get any hits on the EMF on here. But on mode 3, which is the standard EMF, on this one, I'll get more responses on that one than I do on that one. So unless there's some form of like different settings on there that he's like done on here than here. No, that's only got 1 mode, as you know, which is EMF. Mode 3 on here is EMF, but I get more response on mode 3 than I do on the standard one. Work that out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can tell you that there's differences between regular EMF detectors too. I mean, the Ghost Meter Pro are by far more sensitive as EMF detectors than a K2. I mean, they will pick up everything. You know, they really will. But did you tell me at one point you reverse engineered it, or did I not get that right?
Now, with that one, what I did, not with the standard one, because I don't think you can do it. I don't think. But with the Ghost Meter Pro, you've got 2 little pots.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I think it's right where the buzzer is, just underneath the buzzer. I think it is. It's either there or what is it? I can't remember exactly where the thing is. I don't know. It's under the meter or around the back there. But on one of my one, it's got 2 little turning pots in it. Because like the case broke on it, and I thought like maybe it's a screw or something, and the whole back fell off. So I thought, well, as it's all apart, you know, let's have a quick look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw these pots. I thought, well, I don't know what these do. So I started twisting one around, and I turned it on, and the LEDs on that just kept going crazy.
Right.
So I thought, hang on a minute. So I turned it down again, then it went back to normal. Then I did it again with the other pot, and that done the same, but I can't remember. But I know if you muck around the pots in there by turning it with a screwdriver, it does actually make this a lot more sensitive. But if you turn it all the way up, it'll just keep flashing. And, you know, it'll flash forever until you turn it off.
So in other words, it really is detecting some kind of energy, and those pots were basically ways to calibrate
the
unit to make it more sensitive or less sensitive.
Yeah. But I turned it, I think it was, I can't remember, it's quite a long time ago. I think it's either clockwise or anti-clockwise. You turn it one way.
Right.
And, you know, if you've got it turned on to like mode 4, and you've got the screwdriver, and while you're waiting for it to, like, you know, pick up something, it didn't really do much difference because you're still getting that noise. But on the actual EMF itself, if you just put it on mode 3 and turn the pot, that will just constantly keep, like, you know, flashing on and off.
Right.
On and off. So that's on mode 3. Mode 4, I didn't see there was much difference. You know, the LEDs wasn't flashing as much as I know. It did increase the flash a little bit, and I think the actual static, the noise it makes, kind of like increased slightly by a fraction. But, you know, with mode 3 as a standard EMF, you turn it up and it'll just go crazy. Now, I told someone about this, yeah, because he actually has someone. I ain't going to say the channel's name, but he's actually had one. And I told him, like, I've just been messing around with this. And I said, right, if there's a little pot in there. If you turn that pot, it makes it a lot more sensitive. Oh, I didn't know that. I said, yeah, I've just been messing around with it. He swears black and blue that he never tampered with it. But funny enough, every video he started doing, his one started going crazy. When previously, before I told him, he wasn't getting hardly any hits on me whatsoever.
Wow.
So I know he had messed around with it. I only done it just to see what he'd do, and I put it back the way it was originally, like, where I wasn't getting no hits on it at all.
Yep. I mean, it's one of those things. It's and I just went through this because my last investigation that I just did a week ago in Menges Mill, Pennsylvania, there was an old mill that had never been investigated before, and we were invited to go out and do it. In fact, I'm working on evidence review right now. We just got a ton of stuff. And I had a unit called the Spirit Touch. And it was by a company called Gotcha Ghost. And somehow or another, the Spirit fried it. And I actually have it on video. I could see there was an energy orb. We were taking a picture of it. Energy orb was going right into the unit. And I pick up the unit, completely non-functional. So people can actually see that when I get this all done. But my point was, you can't get them anymore. I went on to eBay and I put Spirit Touch, and sure enough, somebody was auctioning one off. So I put in a bid on it, and just before the auction was over, somebody outbid me. So I was going to be able to get a second one, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. But Ghost Meter Pro is just like that. And I tell people, if you like a piece of equipment, you better get two, because people manufacture these things, and sometimes they get it right. They just hit it right. And they make a phenomenal piece of equipment, and then they vanish. They disappear into the sunset, and you never see it again. And you're like, what do you do? Sometimes that becomes part of your style of investigating a piece of equipment like the Ghost Meter Pro. And it definitely with us. My two kids, I could bring out anything else in the world. They would go back. They go, "Where's the Ghost Meter Pro?" That's all they want to use, because they've used it so many times and it's worked so well for us. But you just you got to move on. I mean, it's really all you can do. I mean, look at the obelisks. The original obelisks were reasonably priced. They worked really great. Now you got like Obelisk 5, it's like $2,000 US. Crazy. Nobody's going to buy it. I can't afford that. So people that had the earlier units, they're valuable now because they worked and they were affordable. Spirit Touch was like that. Ghost Meter Pro. The camera we use, the Bell & Howell S7 Slim, is the best camera we've ever used. They don't make that anymore. And it was an infrared camera. So, yeah. Wow. Holy Toledo.
I'm just I sent you two links. The first one, there's an Amazon one, which is just the basic Ghost Meter. That's like $70, $80 or whatever, yeah. Then I've done one for the UK, totally out of stock. So what I'm doing, I'm just going through Google.
But that didn't say $365. That said $365,000, didn't it? Am I reading that wrong?
What one was it?
Because if that's how much they're going for, I'm selling both of mine.
Ghost Meter Pro EMF sensor, Spectro Paranormal Phantasm. Yeah, $365, $365,000. Yeah, sure. Someone's going to pay that much money for one. No one's
paying that. No one's paying $365. Well, they might, maybe, but probably not.
There's a basic one on eBay, just a normal EMF ghost meter, $85, and that's the basic one.
And that's not worth it, honestly.
No.
I mean, it's a basic. I mean, it's the same thing as a K2. Why would you use it?
I'll just scroll and see if there is any more. YouTube. No, I mean, what's this one? Ghost meter Pro EMF. Oh, yeah. You want to get one from China or wherever it is? £65 UK, Hong Kong dollars, $637.35 Hong Kong money.
What's that for the Pro?
Yep, I'll send it to you through Facebook.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's a Chinese site though. China, eBay UK. I'm not sure what one it is actually because I can't really. It doesn't give me the feature to. Yeah, 65. Oh, what am I? Yeah, I think it's either China or Korean or someone like that. But 65 UK pounds it is. Economical delivery outside the UK. So how much that would be? Singapore. Sales at gmmtechnoworld.com. And he's got two by looks of things. So any of you paid like £65, let's say like about, let's say round it up to $100 each. Now my maths ain't no good, but let's say $100 each. I think that's still worth getting, I think. It's under GMM UK. So what else have we got? I don't know. Let me go on to these other listings. Now I've got to sign on under a Chinese account. So you need to get someone in Singapore to actually purchase them for you, I suppose. What else is there? Might be one. They are a good little bit of equipment. I admit, I do like the Mode 4 on them. Mode 3 is not too bad, but I just can't get on with Mode 1 and 2, If they had made that do something completely different, then, I'll be a lot more happy with it. I'm not saying I'm not happy with it, but, for Mode 1 and 2, it just doesn't, make any sense to me. How do we know that we are really picking up a elderly spirit, an old spirit or a recent spirit?
That's tough. That's tough to, How would they know what type of energy one belongs to versus the other in order to even make the unit?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm not seeing anymore. I just did a Google search under Ghost Meter Pro EMF detector. See, you see some, like here, for instance, that's $75. But that's the standard basic one.
Right.
75, 24.
I'm doing one too. That's all I'm seeing.
Yeah, this one's got 10 available with the basic ones. $73. And this guy's based in Daily Deals Depot. See, what you could do, right, is if I send you this eBay link.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Amazon right now, and it's listed on Amazon, but it says currently unavailable.
Yeah, I've seen a few like that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, like, if this guy has got like more than 10 available on this one. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'll have to go back on the link I just sent you. Now, he's got more than 10 available on now. How do we know that he doesn't have the other one available? In his warehouse or somewhere? Because there's a specific radio that I purchased, yeah. If I can find it. Where's the radio gone? Right, there's two radios. These are both from the same manufacturer, but different type of radios. That one does not have a speaker in it, yeah? While this one does. I found out how to hack these, and I actually sent one over to Living Dead Paranormal, which is now, what's their bloody YouTube channel? They used to be Forum Buzz, and it went to Living Dead Paranormal. Then they changed their name to, oh God, Paranormal Nightmare TV.
Right.
Now, the reason I sent them over one, and I'm talking about 9 years ago, they used to have a ghost box where it broke down, and they said that they ain't got any more ghost boxes around. They couldn't afford it. So I sent one of these. And I said to them, it doesn't have a speaker, so you have to use an external speaker, but it works pretty good as a ghost box. And they were actually using this for over 5 years on their videos, right? Until they started getting, they started using the apps, like Necrophonic and a few ghost boxes. Then they bought the new PSP 7 ghost box with the sensor in it, yeah. So they've been using that more. And I did talk to Rocky not long ago. I said, well, how come you don't use that anymore? He goes, well, we don't want to use it too much in case it gets broken, kind of thing. But we will use this on Chasing Evil videos. But now we're using the PSP 7 on our investigations. Now, I did send them a second one over because I had a couple spare and I wasn't going to be using them all. But everyone who watched these videos was amazed by the radio. And I wanted to know where they could get the radio from. Now, I actually bought the last lot. Can't get them anywhere. They're like gold dust. I used to get them off eBay. Then, when they kind of dried up on eBay, right, I bought one or two off Amazon. Then they completely went. Then I found a shop not far from me. He had a few. So I bought the rest of them up there. Then I found out that this one can be hacked because it's similar to this one. And this one's actually got a built-in speaker in it, yeah. But I only was able to get a couple of these. Couldn't get them anywhere else.
Wow.
Can't get them anywhere else. So these are like gold dust. These are like gold dust. It's like with some of the equipment nowadays, you go and buy a piece of equipment that's just really good for ghost hunting, and you just can't get them anymore because they only manufacture a certain amount, don't they? Because they don't know it's going to be, a hit or flop. Or it might be because the technology, the cost of actually building something has gone up in price and they ain't going to make the money. So they decide, well, hang on a minute, it's going to cost us a lot more to, get them manufactured.
Right.
And people are going to expect us to sell them at the same price, or if we put them up, are we going to sell them or not?
Right.
So they decide, no, we ain't going to bother. Work on something else. So, it's even like the EDI. You can't get them much, guys.
That's another one. You
can't get them here still. I know a company in the UK that still have them, but they're a little bit more expensive now, 300 quid.
You know what I've noticed too? Electronics actually do have a shelf life. These things don't work forever. I don't know what it is about the circuit boards or whatnot, but they start malfunctioning after a certain amount of time. They do get old, and they stop working the way they're supposed to work. So, right now, another great example is the video camera. And I have it right here, so I can actually show it. So I don't have to go off camera here. We've been using this video camera now for 12 years. This one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is a Sony Handycam. Has a Carl Zeiss lens, nice glass lens, very high quality glass lens, but it uses
the disc. Yeah, I've actually got one.
I own 2 of these. It has
I've got a couple.
Night vision on it.
I've got a Sony one, and I think I've got a different model one as well. I know they take the discs, but I was a bit concerned about the disc height getting stuck or broken inside it, so I went to the hard drive ones. And I've been using hard drives.
These discs right here. Just last year, I was on eBay and I was buying some. They were everywhere. There was probably a half a dozen people selling them. They were selling them by bulk. You know, you get a nice case of, you know, a dozen or so, reasonable price. 1 year later, this year, I'm not seeing them. I'm seeing like people selling like old stock, like for exorbitant sums of money. There's only one manufacturer from Taiwan that now is selling them in bulk. I got to buy some because I told my wife, I said, if we can't get the discs, we're not going to be able to use this anymore. And I like this. And the reason this is older technology, but it's great because when you have that disc, that's physical and you can store that. And you don't have to worry about losing your investigation. You know, with these memory cards and whatnot, that stuff, you know, that file gets corrupted. You can have a great investigation. You can lose everything. That's a add-on microphone for it. But these are really, you can still get these on eBay, by the way. But if you buy one on eBay, you can still get batteries. They're aftermarket batteries. Buy a bunch of batteries and buy as many mini discs as you can afford if you buy one of these off of eBay, because you're going to need it, folks. Because I guarantee you, in 2 to 3 more years, you won't even be able to use these anymore because you won't be able to find the discs.
See, with those discs, I found it a bit more kind of cheaper. But not buying the basic disc, but buying a rewritable disc, what they did do for that. So what you can do is go out on an investigation, video it, come home, copy the files over to your computer, and then put the disc back into your camcorder and just format it. And then you got it again. So you can actually constantly use that disc until one day you go out and get in the investigation, get some amazing footage, thinking it's all safe, go home, and the disc corrupted.
Right.
So what I decided to do is that I do have a couple of those ones, but they're putting one of my boxes over there. But I decided to get one of these. This is a Panasonic. Got a hard drive built into it. It's a SDH H20, I think it is. I got this off eBay, converted. It's already converted into full spectrum.
Oh, nice.
So that one, you know, and with the battery, I bought the big chunky one because it's like 400 minutes.
Wow. That's really good.
3.5, 400 minutes. And I'm thinking, well, you know, if I can get big batteries, I'm going to get big batteries because, like, when you got small batteries like these.
Yep. That looks just like mine.
Like that. It's just like, you know, it'll only last about an hour.
That's all it is. 60
minutes.
minutes. That's exactly right.
Now, Rose actually sent me these cameras. I have actually got some of these, but Rose sent me a couple of these because he wasn't using them. So thank you, Rose, again. But then I also bought the Handycam hard drive version as well. Now, I actually started using these around about 2014, 2015. And they still work pretty good. The hard drives are still good in them. I did buy one secondhand from a electrical store not far from me, and I sold it to my nephew. But before I sold it to him, I noticed that one I bought from the secondhand store had a better quality of capturing the image than some of the other ones did. So I was going to sell him one of my other ones, but I actually went and sold him the one I just went and bloody bought. And I said, let me have it back. No, you want it back? Double, £100. Because I sold it to him for £50, but he wanted £100 for it. So he still got it. but he doesn't use it because he had a couple of near-death experiences, and he doesn't do the paranormal anymore. But
Right.
again, even with this one, the battery on this, big chunky ones, and that's what I like. I know some of these batteries ain't working there, so I do need to get some more of these batteries. But even finding batteries for some of these are damn all hard because they're all camcorders, and you just can't find them anymore. The only ones you can get is the batteries for these. But do you really want to be carrying a bunch of batteries which are only an hour long? That's 4 batteries. When
Well,
this is
that is a drawback to this too, because these discs are 30 minutes, and we have to stop in the middle of an investigation every 30 minutes to change the disc, and that is a setback. I put the zoom in the chat. There is a camera that I'm actually interested in getting myself. It's the Zoom Q8N 4K video recorder. And if you do a search for these are great for paranormal investigation. And the reason that these are so good is that it has a built-in Zoom audio recorder with the classic Zoom mics.
Oh, right, yeah.
So this video recorder is like also having an EVP recorder on at the same time. So, I mean, it's ultra sensitive audio. And I'm all about good audio on an investigation because we've caught some great evidence through the microphone of our video camera. I think this would be good for that. And this also has some really good night capabilities, even though we do use a green floodlight, when we're in the dark. But that I'm actually considering that because I'm getting really sick of looking for replacement batteries for this and mini discs. As much as I love it, and I really do,
yeah,
one of these days it's going to be time for me to move forward a little bit, I think.
I don't even know what I've done with my disc for my 2 cameras with that this built-in disc drive. I just don't know what I've done. I know I've got the cameras knocking around in probably one of my boxes over there in metal cases. There might even be one in that drawer over there. I'm not going to start digging around for it, but as you say, they are getting hard to find. Discs. You might find some old stock, but even with the old stock, you don't know if they're going to be any good or not.
Right.
So, but I've just done a quick Google on that, and there's plenty on eBay. Well, on Google, you're talking about 345, 355, 365. There's a. What else there? Yeah, so there is quite a few on there, but you're talking about the cheapest one I see on ProAve. I think it's ProAve. This is the cheapest one. £270, 324 including VAT. So you're not really saving that much because I'm just doing a quick Google search. So there is quite a lot of them around.
Right.
But you're paying, pretty big money for them. And the thing is, what I like with the cameras nowadays, there's 2 things I like about them. Well, there's one thing I like about them, and there's one thing I don't like about them. And that is, with the more recent cameras, like being these little handycam ones with built-in night vision, it isn't the night vision that we used to have on these older cameras.
Right.
Even with the CCTV cameras, it's too bright for the night vision. It's just like, well, if you see an all go past, you can barely see it. On these ones, you can see orb activity going crazy.
Right. You know what's funny, though, that I've noticed? Like my Sony has excellent night vision. I don't use it. What I do is I use it in regular video mode with the green flood. I mean, we've captured some great stuff with infrared, but it was mostly with still pictures, not so much with the actual video. But and I hate to say it, but when you're on a paranormal investigation and you're walking through a haunted location, you got to be able to see. I mean, if you just have regular infrared on, you got to be standing in one place and not move.
Let me see if I can dig the other one out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it actually. No, it's way over there. Where's that? It? You're lucky I found it straight away. Took this out on investigation one time, yeah. Me and a friend of mine who doesn't do paranormal anymore. She's married and got kids. And, I always told that these are bloody good cameras. So I found one on Amazon, no, eBay, I think it was, and I bought it. The thing is, it's heavy. And when you're panning around, it is so terrible. It's like so blurry. It's unbelievable. And that's this.
Yeah, that's a big camera.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, it actually takes tapes.
Ah, okay.
It actually takes tapes. The other thing is, I don't think I'm going to be able to open this.
Is that VHS-C?
Yeah.
Can you get those anymore?
Yeah, you can still get the. It's 8mm tape, so you can still get them. The only thing is, I can't open this because I ain't got no power to it.
Yeah,
but
you can actually get them. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know you can get any of these anymore. Holy Toledo.
But it does have a little screen on it, this one. So, you can see some of the stuff, what's going on. But why have that? What's the point of having that when you've got a screen there?
There actually seems to be plenty of 8mm tapes on eBay. Wow. Yeah. I'm surprised. There's actually more of those than there are
discs.
Yeah, I mean, what's with that? These things predate the discs.
Well, you had 8mm people recording audio, didn't you? Like, music and stuff. So that's probably another reason why there's so much 8mm tapes out there. But yeah, that one we took out, and I was holding it, and I had to pan it around so slowly because you went like that. It's just like a massive, like, out of focus blurriness.
Right.
And I said to my mate at the time, I said, look, I can't use this. It's going to go back in my bag. And luckily, we had actually bought a couple of these with us as well, these camcorders. And, I can't remember if it's this one or one similar. I've got a couple of different Sony Handycam ones. We went to a woodland one day, and I didn't think we was going to catch anything. Honest to God, I didn't think we were going to catch anything. I just got home, copied the files I uploaded, didn't think anything about it. I didn't even watch the video. I just uploaded it. Several months later, I don't know why, but something kept saying in my head, watch that video, watch that video, watch that video.
Right.
So I sat there and I watched the video, and I think it's about half an hour into the video, we captured a full, real, true, honest apparition in the woods. And it's like, it looked like a monk peeking around the corner of a tree and then backing away and disappearing. Whoa, bleeding Nora. So, I was shocked and I didn't even bother watching the rest of the video. But a couple of weeks later, I had that same voice in my head again saying, you need to carry on watching that video, Steve. You need to carry on watching that video. So I kind of fast forward to where we saw the monk. And about 5 minutes later into the video, you see another apparition of a little stocky guy. Now, people think that is probably someone, I can't think what the olden days were now. You had the Vikings, you had the Romans, and you had different other kind of people over here. But they told me what one that actually looked like, because it's like, you had like a little kind of like, I know it's hard to see, but some people can actually see better than I can in the video. And they said it looked like a kind of like a lion cloth, like an animal cloth. And he was small and stocky, and he was bent over. So I thought, whoa, okay. So we actually caught 2 apparitions on that one night. Now we did go back another day, like a few months later, and I didn't think I was going to catch anything again. This time, we actually did catch something again, and this time I actually saw it on the video without put it up there and not watching it. I did get home, I uploaded it, and I thought, I'll watch this a bit later. A couple of weeks later, I watched it, and the thing is, we went to the same location where we caught the first two. Now, the first two we actually caught on the right side of us. This one we actually caught on the left side of us, and it's all on that same pathway.
Wow.
And I thought, whoa, bloody hell. And the only other apparition I caught, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's in the UK. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted towns in the UK.
Cornwall?
No, it's called Puckley Village.
Oh, okay.
The Screaming Woods. Well, me and a friend of mine, Pete, went down there the first time. We didn't get anything. We heard screams, but it's like, teenagers screaming around in the woods. That's all we could hear.
Right.
And the second time we went down there, I was just panning around with my camera, and I wasn't really taking much notice of it, because I was talking to Pete, who was behind me, blabbing on about it, and I'm just panning my camera around like that, went like that. And when I got home and uploaded the video, again, I didn't watch it straight away, about a week or two later, I watched it. And then suddenly you can see it looked like a little girl in a hoodie cloak. And she kind of come from behind one tree, walked to another tree, went behind it and disappeared.
Huh.
And they are actually on my YouTube, on my channel. I ain't going to find the links. Ian's the one who finds all the links for me. How he does it, I don't know. But, with the cameras, the technology is so good nowadays, you do pick up some interesting and unusual things on camera. It's just not apparition. You can pick up orbs. The other day, I was doing a stream, and I had my hallway CCTV camera turned on. And I still don't know what they are, but know those rod type of orbs? It's like, an orb which is like a triangle, all joined together. We call them orbs over here. I still don't know what the hell they are. I don't know if they're a spirit.
There's a term for that one. I can't remember. Because I'm big into orbs. It's one of those subjects that people in the paranormal world just pound you on it. Oh, orbs aren't legit. Orbs are just dust. Orbs are bees and pollen, and I don't buy it at all. And really famous researcher Fiona Broom, who did the foreword to my first book, she used to be the biggest orb skeptic going, and she completely changed her tune. Now she's an orb advocate because she said, I've spent 10 years trying to duplicate the orbs that we see in pictures, and I can't do it. When I shake dust in front of a camera, it looks like dust in front of a camera. It doesn't look like a paranormal orb.
Yeah.
They look different. And I agree with her.
I'm just seeing if I can find one. It is a picture which someone's actually caught quite a lot on the camera. It is similar to these, and they do come in various shapes and sizes as well.
Once again, if anybody is watching this, and I'm making all kinds of faces and everything, I'm fighting a chest cold, and I'm trying not to cough.
See, these are classed as like rod effect orbs. Some say it's like exposed camera exposure, but it's not, because this did look like an orb, but it was more of a rod shape, and you could see it looked like, as it's like going along, it's like little triangles like joined together. And I'm thinking, well, what are these? These can't be like spirit orbs as we call them. Maybe they're elemental orbs or some other. I've not really done a lot of research in orb activity. If I see a light anomaly, I just call it an orb.
Well, here's the thing. and this is what bothers me more than anything else. People that are orb skeptics, and I get it. They have this theory out there called backscatter, which is how they believe that dust appears in front of the camera as an orb. You got to read the book called The Orb Project by Dr. Klaus Heinemann. He is a NASA scientist in applied physics. He's just, the guy's over the top brilliant. And he's done the science. He's come to the conclusion that these are paranormal. Why? He's gotten orbs in clean rooms. He's done the experiments. He has access to this equipment. Anybody knows what a clean room is? It's a room that they've developed that has no dust in the air at all. It can't, because of the experiments and the drug manufacturing, things like they do in these rooms. He's got orbs in clean rooms. He's gotten orbs underwater. Okay, how's the dust going to be in front of the camera if the orb is underwater? I mean, he's gotten all of this evidence, and people go, "Oh, he's a quack." Well, wait a minute. A guy with real credentials as a scientist finally tackles the subject of orbs, and he's a quack because he's come to the conclusion that they're paranormal? Come on, man. You need to read The Orb Project by Klaus Heinemann. He just published another book, by the way, recently, and he doubles down on everything, called Phenomenon. And got it right behind me. I'm going to grab it. Here we go. Everybody in the paranormal should read this book right here. By Dr. Klaus Heinemann, PhD. Now, look what he's got all over the cover. He's got orbs on the cover. But Phenomena, Code of the Grand Original Design by Klaus Heinemann, PhD. This guy, him and his wife, because his wife writes some of the book. He tackles orbs in this book, let me tell you.
Yeah, I just found a video of one similar to what we saw in my room in the hallway the other night. Right, here we go. So hopefully you can see that. Oh, hang on. Trying to enlarge the screen. Right, I think this is slowed down.
I see it. It's a rod, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we saw in my hallway, and it weren't just the one. There was a lot, and they were different shapes and sizes. And I thought, well, what the hell is going on? Because I've not had a working camera in my hallway for a couple of years, and because I bought myself a new DVR system and other cameras, Wi-Fi cameras, so I was fed up with having cables everywhere, and like the cables kept fraying out to keep replacing them. It's cost me more money buying cables than actually buying a new camera. So I decided to stop using the bullet ones, which were running through cables.
Right.
And then I decided to go with Wi-Fi. And I took one of the cameras out and put it in a hallway last week. And I thought, let's just see what's going on in the hallway tonight. And it went, ballistic. It was crazy. The amount of roddles we saw within half an hour was unbelievable. And you could see that it wasn't a fly because you could see it come from the wall, across the hallway and through the door.
I don't have a copy of my book here. I wanted to show you something in the book that had to do with orbs, but I have all my books.
You sold out.
My books are gone. Anyway, I can't show you because I don't have my books in my office here.
I was actually going to ask you last week, is there any way of getting like I can't even say it now. Autograph books from you.
What kind of books?
Books, autographed.
Oh, signed. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right now, the best way to get a signed book is through our Etsy site, which is postgear.info. Because If you get a book off of that site, it comes from my house, so I can sign them.
Right.
But if you get it from Barnes and Noble or Amazon, it doesn't come from my house, so I can't sign it. So Ghost Geared on Info, we actually put books on there as a way for people to get them signed.
Right.
It's easy to do it that way.
And how many books you got? You got 2 different ones, haven't you?
Two books, and I cannot believe I don't have any of them here. That's crazy.
Well, you had 2 there last week. Last week, a couple of weeks ago when we spoke.
I don't know what happened to them.
Your wife's been round tidying up again. What's he doing out here? You know,
she probably sold them. She knows her. She probably sold them.
Yeah.
I have a lot of them though. They're just not here. They're 2 levels down in the castle. I live in a castle. You know.
Oh my God! An actual castle. Have you ever done many investigations in your own castle?
I don't. Look, when I moved in, see, my voice is cracking from this cold. When I moved in, the place was very active, and it calmed down in the years since we've been here. But I don't. It's one of my rules that I don't investigate in my house because you could stir up the activity, and I don't want to do that. I just want everything to be level. Your home has got to be your sanctuary. It's got to be your safe space. I tell everybody you do not want to investigate in your home because you will bring things either into your home or stir up what's already here.
So I might have stirred it up at one time, but because I got cyber attacked, bullied and whatnot, and ended up in hospital, because I just didn't want to be anymore, suicide attempts or thinking about suicide. I came away from paranormal for 2.5 years, and I lost everything. My will, my knowledge, my love, my compassion for the paranormal, and people said, look, ignore what's going on. Get back to what you want to do. Right. So I have got back to what I do, but I think within those 2.5 years, it has gone very, very quiet. And I miss what I used to have here. We used to have a lot of activity in here. And now it's kind of like gone flatliner. So I'm trying to get that energy back up.
Well, there's nothing wrong with taking a break from the paranormal. And a lot of the times, depression is a result of having an attachment that sometimes people pick up on investigations. It's very common. And it's happened to us. And we had to take a break for that to kind of dissipate before we got back into the paranormal. So you're not alone. You're not alone is what I'm saying.
I stopped it because of the depression and the stress and anxiety that people were putting on me through social media. Because we was getting stuff here, I was faking everything. I was a fraud. That was edited in, and then people threatened me and all that kind of stuff, and I thought, nah, stop this, I'm going to come out of it for now. And I did, but I still went and done little chats every now and then.
Yeah. I mean, we all go through it. We all go through it. We really do. I mean, it's not just you, it's everybody.
Yeah.
I go through it right now. I'm on Twitter and I'll be posting on something. Somebody will take a look at my profile. Oh, you're a ghost hunter. And then here come the attacks. I mean, paranormal investigators, sometimes we're taken seriously, but most of the time we're not. Parapsychology is considered a pseudoscience by academics. You're not going to placate these people, which is why a lot of people say, do you like going to Paracons? I said, it's my favorite thing in the world to go to a paranormal convention and sign books. And even if I don't sell a lot, I love being there because everybody in that entire place thinks the same way as you do. And it's like you're among friends. And all of a sudden you're in this situation where nobody thinks you're weird anymore, and that's what I really like about it. But getting back to your question, yes, I have 2 books, Family Spirits 1 and Family Spirits 2. And we have one website, basically, put that in the chat too. Beneath my picture, and ghosthunter.ws is a link tree. So if you go there, all the places to get both books, our web series on all the major streaming platforms, everything is on ghosthunter.ws. Very easy. the link tree is the best invention anybody ever came up with.
So I know I asked you some questions last time. What's the most scariest thing that you may have seen or heard or affected you when doing the paranormal?
Well, it's a good question. On or off camera? It's really
Both. You got time to say both?
Off camera is a situation I don't talk about a lot. I don't talk about it in my books, and I don't talk about it in my lectures. But somebody in my family, that's all I'm going to say, had an attachment, which I touched upon earlier, and it was really scary. Seeing that convinced me that that's real. There's no question. It required the intervention of a priest. It was bad. And that's because we weren't taking proper precautions. I think we were approaching this with a very lax attitude, which I see a lot of people doing these days, which is why we talk about that a lot in my second book. I have an interview with an archbishop and an ordained exorcist in my second book, because after my experiences, this is something I really want to warn people about in the industry. So that was off camera. On camera, actually had a situation where we were investigating an old family-owned burial plot in South Carolina, and I got permission. It was on private land. It was supposed to be haunted, so I got permission to investigate it. Believe it or not, I was using the Ghost Meter Pro, but I had it in regular EMF mode, and I have this all on tape because I was taping at the time. I was actually using the video on a little camera because it was like a preliminary investigation, so I really wasn't trying to get an episode out of this, if you will. As I approach the gate, I turn it on, nothing's happening. As I approach the gate, the ghost meter goes off, pins to a 5. Put it down onto the pillar next to the gate, thing is going crazy. We're in the middle of the woods, there's no power anywhere. Things going it's reacting like an alarm. I'm getting a little freaked out because this doesn't make any sense to me. I walk towards the gate to go into the cemetery, and I'm stopped. There's some force is stopping me from entering the gate. Hair on the back of my neck, sticking straight up. Goosebumps on my arms. Ghost meters going crazy. I felt the presence. I couldn't enter. It was the first time in my life doing this. I've been doing this since 1989. Okay? I just turned 59 years old. I was never that afraid. That moment, I was afraid. That really freaked me out because I said, wow, something does not want me to go in there. And probably I was a stranger. They didn't know I had permission from the family to be there. They didn't know what I was going to do. Maybe I was going to desecrate graves, they thought, of the spirits. I don't know. But they didn't want me to go in. We went back later. My wife was using dowsing rods to communicate. We communicated with the spirit. Told them we had permission from the family. Spirit let us in. Ghost meter approach goes back down to 0. Crazy. Later on in the investigation, my daughter's snapping pictures with my Bell & Howell S7. And lo and behold, she captures we asked first to the spirit, will you pose for a picture? And dowsing rods say yes. I told my daughter, I said, start snapping pictures. She captures a full body apparition standing right next to me, 6 feet tall.
Believe me.
Cape, collar, head, absolute, without a doubt, full body apparition. Best one we ever caught.
So do you think that was like a monk or something?
No, we believe we know exactly who it is. There's a bunch of family buried there, but one of the most notable family member, his name is Thomas Sprott, S-P-R-O-T, and he was instrumental in the American Revolutionary War. He fought with a Catawba Indian chief in the area named King Hagler, and they were friends, and he was helping the Catawba fend off the Shawnee Indians because they were butchering each other. And in
Yeah.
return, the Catawba was helping the American Revolution forces against Lord Cornwallis in his march toward Charlotte. So we believe that was him.
Oh, right.
And it looks like somebody in an old-time cloak. And if somebody goes to our web series at ghosthunter.ws and you go to the episode entitled The Hidden Grave of Thomas Sprott, S-P-R-O-T, you can see that full body apparition right there. That's and if the people go to me, they say, Bob, if I could only go to one episode to watch, which one would it be? That's the one. I always tell them to go to. That's the one.
Well, I know you said you might only have an hour, but there is one or two more quick questions on the last stream.
I know my throat. I am just barely holding it right
now. I did a video the other day regarding demons. All right, a lot of people keep saying demon out, attacked by a demon. I saw a demon. Demon done this. Demon done that. Now, have you ever confronted a demon yourself? And do you think demons are more? Well, hang on. Let me put it right. How would you say it is more possible to confront a demon than any other spirit?
Okay. Here's a fact.
And why do people keep saying demon this and demon that when they've got no proof that there's a demon?
First of all, demons get way too much credit. 90% of the time, maybe even 95, maybe even higher than that, you're dealing with a spirit, an earthbound. Now, earthbound spirits can be nasty. There's spirits that haven't crossed over. They're stuck here. Some of them are miserable. And some of them are, we don't know why they're still here. And they can mimic demonic activity. Okay? So most of the time it is a ghost. Why can I say that they're not demons? Simply this, and I've been told this by a lot of people, demonologists, psychic mediums who I trust. Demons don't want you to know they exist.
Yeah.
Demons work behind the scenes, influencing people in high places, influencing governments. They have grand design on their plates. Okay, they're involved in politics. They're involved in all of these things that you see. As soon as you know a demon exists, you have power over them. You can resist them. If you don't know they exist, they have power over you. They like really influencing people that have no belief system, because those are the easiest people to influence demonically. The last thing a demon wants to do is let you know they exist. So they're not going to pop in your EVP recorder. They're not going to pose as your Aunt Matilda. They don't want you to believe anything. That's what they want. That's what a demon. That's why demons are so freaking rare in paranormal investigation. They exist, but not the way people think. So next time a fundamentalist Christian comes up to you, and hey, I'm a Roman Catholic, okay? So I'm not knocking Christians at all here. But the fundamentalists, the real Bible thumpers, will come in and say that what you're doing is evil and all ghosts are demons. It's poppycock. They're not. And I've been doing this now long enough to know that they're not. And I have a lot of people of the cloth that are on my side on this.
Yeah.
It's just simply not the case. Next question.
Because I did a stream the other day regarding about demons. I said, look, demons are not going to come down and haunt someone just for the sake of doing it, and scare them. Demons got better things to do. They've got better places to be. Even if you try to conjure one up, it doesn't mean that you got a demon. You probably just conjured up a negative spirit, an evil spirit.
I think you're right.
Demons are just going to pop up from there and show their horns and their great big red eyes and saying, "You just conjured me up something. I'm going to haunt you for the rest of life." They're not going to do that. But if you look on YouTube, that's not
what they want to do. That's not what they want to do. I agree.
Look on YouTube, any social media under demon, and you'll find so many videos under Demon House. I got an attack by a demon. I saw a demon. Demon this, demon that. I think what they do is they put demon on their title for clickbait, so they can get more people.
That's exactly it.
Thinking that they have seen or contacted the demon, so they can get more views, more subscribers. And I think that's just like freaking ridiculous.
It's sensationalism.
Because I even said on that stream the other day, I said, where is the proof that they contacted the demon? Where is the proof that a demon showed themselves? Where is the proof that a demon threw something? You know, you can get a poltergeist activity that can throw you things. You know, for a demon to come through and just throw a chair, yeah, he's got better things to be doing. Like you said, you know, demons in the politics. You know, he's going to be
absolutely. That's where they are. Trust me on that. So yeah, I totally agree with you on that. We definitely see eye to eye. They get way too much credit.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, it's antithetical to what they're trying to do. They don't want people to know they exist. They would rather you be an atheist, a non-believer, because those people are easy to influence, and that's how they get what they want. They don't want you to know. They're not going to pop up and say, like you said, with the horns, ooh, here I am. They're not going to do that. Come on.
Is there anything in the Bible where it says that you can't talk to spirits? Because, you know, Jesus was once a living person, and we're talking to him, and to us, he's a spirit, yeah? But people will come up to me and say, you ain't allowed to talk to ghosts. You know, you're like going against God by doing that.
No.
You're not. You're trying to help spirits cross over to be with God.
In fact, first of all, fact number one, there is not one passage in the entire Bible that says that ghosts are demons. Number two, ghosts, on the other hand, are mentioned many times in the Bible.
Yep.
The spirit of Samuel in the Old Testament, and then you had the apostles who believed in ghosts. When they saw Jesus walking on the water, they thought he was a ghost. They said he was a ghost. Thomas thought he was a ghost when he reappeared after the resurrection, and Jesus said, here, stick your fingers in my hands and in my side. You'll see a ghost isn't solid like I am. Jesus was, you know, pretty much saying that ghosts exist, but he wasn't one. And then Jesus himself summoned the spirits of Elijah and Moses during the transfiguration. He actually summoned two spirits. So here's all examples in the Bible where ghosts exist. And yet fundamentalist Christians will say that they're all demons, even though the Bible never says that. Now, and during Pentecost, when the Holy Spirit came down, one of the gifts that Jesus gave us was something called discernment of spirits. And a lot of people, including myself, believe that's where psychic mediums today get that gift. That was actual gift from God. That is a charismatic gift, they call that. Now, in the Catholic religion, spirits appearing is very common throughout Catholic history. A lot of the saints were visited by souls from the afterlife. Very, very common. These are not demons. And very recently, in the Catholic Church anyway, they lifted I talked about this in my first book, Family Spirits, they lifted the moratorium on communicating with the dead because they say, hey, it's a good thing, it gets people thinking about the afterlife. And as long as you're doing it in a scientific vein or a religious vein, it's okay. Which means, folks, don't do it for subs and clicks. Do it for trying to prove the existence of the afterlife. So yeah. So there's a long answer to your question, but I could go on for hours on that one.
Do you think that someone who's doing the paranormal really needs to read the Bible from cover to cover, from page 1 to the end? Because I'll be honest with you, although I do believe in God, I believe in the devil, I believe in angels and demons, yeah, but I've never ever read the Bible from page 1 to the end because I started reading it, but then I thought, hang on a minute, there's a confliction going on here because why do they keep changing different texts and verses in the Bible?
Well, oh, I'm looking for a book, which is here somewhere. Aha, found it.
Because I would read the Bible if it wasn't conflicting and they didn't keep taking chapters out, and changing it left, right, and centre, which they
They
have.
did well. They have. They've changed it a lot. Here's a book everybody should get if you're in the paranormal.
God and the Paranormal, Part 1, Medium Ghosts and the Afterlife in the Bible. All right. Well, it's on the stream, so I can come back on stream and watch. Get that.
It's a big book, but I am very good friends with Archbishop Ray. She's an archbishop now. I'm very good friends with her. She's brilliant. That's all I can say. She dissects all. I mean, this is a deep, deep dive and tells you why it's okay to do what we're doing from a Christian perspective.
Yeah.
In fact, the book kind of says we should be doing it, to be honest. But if you don't want to read the whole Bible and you just want those parts that pertain to the paranormal, that's the book for you.
So I'm not really a big book reader, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've got several Bibles in here. I actually picked Bibles up from the flea market, and I was going to do like little giveaways, kind of thing, but I never did do. And I thought, like, some of these Bibles are small and old ones, might be worth a little bit of cash. I don't know, but I didn't buy them for that. I just bought them because I like the look of the Bible itself, And some of these are like what I call palm books. So I bought a couple of those off a guy because he just wanted to get rid of them. And I was going to start sitting down and reading some of them, but I just could not get my head around it. I looked in one Bible, looked at another Bible, the same chapter, same verse, but completely different wording. And I thought, hang on a minute. Now, you got different verses as well, like the Lord's Prayer, St. Michael, the Archangel Prayer. You've got different versions of them.
First of all, you're right. It's very confusing. The Catholic Bible has 7 more books in it than the Protestant Bible, because in the 1500s, Martin Luther took out 7 books. Now, not long after that, King James, of the King James Bible, a lot of that was altered because he had a phobia against witchcraft. And you're going to find a lot of inconsistencies between the translations because of the agenda of the people who wrote it. I would also caution a lot of people just to read the New Testament and not the Old Testament, because the Old Testament has a lot in it that is no longer relevant, because Jesus fulfilled a lot of those old laws and he passed away a lot of the old laws. Like somebody keeps saying, well, in Deuteronomy and Leviticus, it says that you shouldn't talk to mediums. I said, it says you shouldn't talk to mediums? Yeah, it says right here, you shouldn't talk to mediums. I said, did you know that the word medium wasn't coined until the mid-1800s? Why is it in your Bible? Oh, well, it's always been there. I said, no, it hasn't. I said, that was put in there in the 1800s because during the 1800s, what was booming? The Victorian spiritualist movement.
Yeah.
It was booming. That's when the spiritualism craze started. So somebody in the 1800s put the word medium in there. The real word that's supposed to be in there is wizards, not mediums. Do not consult wizards. Doesn't say do not consult mediums. That was put in there in the 1800s. Words mean things. And a lot of these Bibles have faulty translations. I'm sorry, but they do.
So the one I got here, I've got this one. I can't remember I've got this one, but I've got one which has got my dad's name written on it because we are Christians. I was actually converted into born again Christian from my ex-wife who was Filipino, but once we split and divorced, I put myself back to just a normal Christian. But this one is the King James version. And I'm not sure what the other one is.
I have a problem with the King James version because of who commissioned it. King James had a witchcraft hysteria. He was he wrote manuals on witch hunting. The guy was responsible for the burning deaths of tens of thousands of innocent men, women, and even children.
Yeah.
The burning times in Germany and in Scotland, you could read about those. They were horrific. Nothing, what went on here in America in Salem was just as bad, but at least they were hung. They weren't burned. I mean, I'd rather be hung than burned.
Well, you know what you're saying, you'd rather be hung than burned. I'd rather have my head chopped off. It'd be quicker and easier.
Yeah, that's the best part. That's the best one. But, but I'm sorry, but you could thank King James for that. And a lot of what's in that Bible, certain verses were kind of tinkered with to reflect his witchcraft hysteria. So to your point, yes, a lot of them are different.
Yeah.
In key areas. And it might only be one or two words, but that's all it takes.
Yeah. So as I say, I've got it, but it don't mean I've read it, because I'm not the one who like reads a great big book like that, Look, just at the text in there, kind of thing. Like, it's just so long, that just reading the page will take me half a day,
I mean, look, I'm a Christian. I'm a Roman Catholic. I go to mass when I can. I'm not a perfect one, but I try. But I've been attacked so many times by fundamentalist Christians that I had to do my own homework so that I could debate these people. What I found out by doing this homework just kind of blew me away about that all Bibles are not the same. I thought they were too. I talked to fundamentalists, they go, no, we're all the same. I'm like, they're not all the same. And then when I show them, I said, what's this one say? What's this one say? What's this one say? They're different. Well, it's different words, but it means the same thing. I said, no, it doesn't. It does not mean the same thing. Like the word medium is a perfect example. I know a lot of psychic mediums, and they're good people. And I think they do good work. They comfort a lot of people. They give people reassurance that their loved ones are in a better place. And you're going to tell me that's demonic? Seriously? That makes no sense at all. So don't tell me that everything's a demon. I'm not buying it.
So I think I might have asked you last week. I can't remember, to be honest with you, but when you are doing an investigation, you normally take blessed water and blessed salt with you, yeah? Now, can you actually bless your own water and bless salt by holding the Bible or a crucifix next to it? Because I was told you can. Now, I have done it, I'll be honest with you. If it's not going to work or not, I don't know. But I did have a big tub of salt blessed by a priest. And I had a big bottle of water, which was blessed. Now, he told me, I said, what happens when that gets down to the bottom? Can I come back and get that re-blessed again with a new bottle of water? He goes, all you got to do is, as long as you've got a teaspoon of water in there, which was blessed by a priest, you can top that up, dilute it, and that's blessed water again. Now, the thing is, if you run out of water and you can't get to church, can you bless your own water and salt?
Well, I believe intention is everything, and I think that has a lot to do with it. I think you might be able to do it. I don't think it's going to be as effective as having it blessed by somebody who's ordained. I just believe that. That's just my personal.
You've got it blessed by an ordained, or you don't yourself with a Bible in your hand and a crucifix, Are they telepathically going to say,
I think as long as you do something, you should. I mean, I'll tell you what. This is a.
Is that an amulet?
It's not an amulet. It's a blessed medal of Saint Benedict.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's an actual exorcism. These, we actually have a supply of these. These were actually blessed by Pope Francis himself. So this was blessed by the top guy. But these are great. Pope Saint Benedict has become the de facto patron saint of paranormal researchers without him even knowing it. But because if you know anything about his history, he was he used to fight demons when they would attack.
You can't just go then buy them off the internet, can you? I think you got to get them from a priest.
You can buy the medals They're all over the internet. Get the metal and just bring it to your priest and have him bless it. You're good to go. To me, that is the number one thing to use. I think there's nothing better.
Could I bless my own holy and salt over that?
I don't know.
So I thought, like, no, someone told me that, you know, as long as you got your Bible and, you know, you believe in God and you got your crucifix, all you got to do is get your water, ask God to bless the water for you, you know, do the Lord's Prayer and ask Father, you know, to please, you know, send the blessing down to bless this water and to protect you from any evil and demonic entities while you're doing your work for God. And that should bless the water. And same with the salt. And I don't know if that's true.
It very well could be. I don't know for sure, but I don't think it can hurt.
That's right. If a demonic spirit suddenly comes in, I'll start finding my own homemade blessed water with salt in it, and it doesn't do anything, and I know it ain't going to work.
Look, having some kind of prayer, some kind of something that means something to you, something personal, spiritual, any kind of protection, you should do. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't do anything. Not only do they not do anything, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to summon these negative entities. I don't know why they're doing that. They're so stupid. But they do it. And it's better to do something like that than nothing.
Yeah. When I do any kind of thing, you know, paranormal, even here, I'll always do a prayer before I start. And at the end, if I remember, I'll do a prayer when I finish. Even like, I don't know what you like with Ouija boards. You know, I do Ouija board sessions, and I always do like a prayer for protection. And at the end, I do like, I say goodbye, and I close the board down with a quick prayer. I may even like say it out loud for people to listen, or I might do it in my mind and say, right, over and done with. Because I know a lot of people say Ouija boards are dangerous, but to me, that's just another tool, just like a ghost box, pendulum. You know,
I think it's a little different. Let me tell you why. And I've heard this from other people. It's not just my theory. When you're using let's just say you're using a ghost box. Say the cell phone's a ghost box. The spirit is interacting directly with the unit. Now that it's a communication in that sense, it's the same. But when the ghost is interacting directly with the unit, it's not going through you. With a Ouija board, you have a planchette. My wallet looks like one, so use it. You put your hands on it, and as it's going around, how's it going around? That's your neuromuscular movement. You're actually moving that. You're just not aware of it. Well, how are you doing that? The spirit is working through you to make that work. That's a mini form of possession, okay? Because the spirit's in you. With the ghost box, it's not in you. With the Ouija board, with dowsing rods, with the pendulum, same thing. I do pendulum. I'm going to give you a disclaimer. I do it. I know the risks, but it's still the spirit going through you to do that. Ouija boards, dowsing rods, pendulum are conduit forms of communication because your body is acting as a conduit for the spirit to move those objects. The ghost box doesn't do that. Ghost Meter Pro doesn't do that. EVP doesn't do that. So it's different. It's the same in the sense that you're communicating either way, but the method makes a difference. So, food for thought. I'm not telling anybody not to do it. I don't touch a Ouija board.
I've used Ouija boards for ages, man.
Well,
I feel like there's been a couple of times where, you know, I felt rather strange, and if like,
yeah,
I wouldn't say like a mini possession, but I felt like something strong was like using me to like be negative, and I've had to stop.
Well, they're using it. They're using it. They are. But I would only carry your protection when you're doing that for sure. And always close out your session. Make sure you close it out. That's very important. Do not leave a portal open when you're using a Ouija board or any of those conduit forms of communication because that's how things stay.
I think that there's something over your place don't like us talking about, Bibles and Christ, because like you're distorting for one thing, yeah. And where your door is, I know that sometimes when I was just watching closely just now, yeah, that you are casting like a little shadow, but it could be pareidolia. But where your bookcase is behind you, it actually looks like, and I don't want to scare you, but it looked like a cloaked monk over there.
Nothing that I know of, but you never know.
Never know.
I told you the place is haunted.
Yes, it might just be pareidolia.
I already told you the place is haunted.
Now you're back perfect. Like you was just like you kind of really glitching out and all blurry, and like your speech was kind of like distorted. But now it's gone back to normal. It's really weird.
Well, I cleared my throat a little bit, but I am going to have to get going because I do. Right. I'm I got to get a cup of tea. I really do.
Yeah, I'm going to make coffee in it. But I appreciate you coming on. If you want to come on another night, I'd love to have you on because there's many more things I'd like to talk to you about.
Oh, you're a wealth of information. See, what's nice about being on your show is that we learn from each other.
Yeah,
teach me a lot too. And we learn from each other, and I like that. Those are the kind of shows I like.
Because you tell me things that I don't even know, especially like book wise, and like I'm thinking, well, how does he know? And you start come around and like, this is the book. You know a lot of people who knows a lot about the paranormal. I don't. I had to sit and like try to research it, which I don't really like doing, kind of thing. I'm not a really, as I say, I'm not a book reader to be honest with you, but I do have books.
I know. And you know what? This is not an easy book to read. I'm going to be honest with you, but it does focus on what you want to know.
Yeah,
and that's important. But this is gold. This is gold. I was in. You know what? Let me tell you something. You're going to think this is funny. I was in tears reading this. I had tears in my eyes because I was saying to myself, finally somebody who gets it. Because I always thought what she wrote is what I always had in my head. And I thought I was the only one who thought this. All of a sudden somebody puts it into a book. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Well, next time I'll get you on, have your books ready. So I want you to read your best parts or best sections in certain chapters in each book.
That's great. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'll definitely do that. Yeah, absolutely.
You need to find the books. You need to find out if your wife put them away or the spirits have stolen them. Or you'll have to go downstairs and dig a couple out for next time. So I was thinking like weekends, if you want to do this like a weekend thing, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that I do this for a living. I don't. I do have a day job. I work on Saturdays now, unfortunately. Sundays are usually pretty open for me. So we'll work something out.
Yeah, I'll give you a shout next Saturday. And if you're free Sunday, we can come on and do another one. Well,
yeah. Well, I gave you an extra half hour.
Well, yeah. He said an hour, guys, tonight. So you're lucky you got an hour and a half on Bobby. So we do appreciate that.
That's only because he was asking some good questions and I had to answer them. They take me forever. Some of these things I have to go into detail.
Before, and people just don't know how to reply to them. They think some of my questions is just like diabolical, ridiculous. But I'm just trying to get answers to the questions, and if they are stupid questions, at least you're good enough to give me an answer. Some people just turn around and say, I don't know.
No, I like my daughter says, Dad, you know everything. I just don't. I'll go on and on and on and on. But all right, my friend.
All right, thanks very much for coming on, Bobby.
I'm dying right now.
Go and get your tea. Go and get your tea. I'm going to make a coffee.
That's what I'm going to do.
Guys, I'll keep the stream running, but I will go and make my coffee, and I'll come back and we'll have just a little chin wag, But Bobby will be sitting back, chilling with his family, having a nice cup of tea, thinking, I'm glad I got away from that crazy man.
No, I don't think that at all. I wouldn't have been here with. I would have said, "Whoop, 60 minutes, gotta go." If I thought that, so I don't think that. All right.
All right, mate. I'll probably hopefully catch you on next Sunday if you're free.
Yep. I'll talk to you later.
If it ain't going to be Sunday, it might be the following Sunday, but I'll give you a shout Saturday night, this Saturday night coming, to see if you're free Sunday. And if you are and you're not doing it, then I'll get you back on at the same time, like 10 o'clock my time. What is the time over there now at the moment?
6:33.
So here it's like 11:33.
Yeah.
So 6:33. About 5 hours difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, mate. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, sir.
It easy. Get better. Go and take some
Thank
medication.
you. I will.
And a cup of cup of tea. Cheers, mate. I like that guy. I've not really caught up with all these videos. You know, I used to watch all these videos on YouTube, and I used to love watching them. But then suddenly he disappeared off YouTube. Then there was a video stating the reason why he left YouTube, because YouTube screwed him over. Like, yeah, you know, they even screwed a few other people over, I know, with their monetization. I've not had no monetized payment for months, well, years actually. I think the last one I had was about 2021. And I put mine at £60. Now, I know I'll get views. I've got big videos out there like 15, 16,000 views. So where's my money? I'm not getting it. Because what they done, they sent me like a tax form from America. And if I didn't fill the tax form in, I wouldn't get a payment. And I never filled it in because I didn't understand how to do it. And there wasn't no one who could help me to fill it in. So I don't get payments. Although my channel's monetized still, I'm not getting no payments. So, but I was also kind of like keeping an eye out on my DVR. And when I mentioned about the rods that I had on here the other night, I did actually see a couple of rods on there earlier. After I mentioned about the rods, I saw a couple. If you want to jump on, Nigel, I'll send you the link. Have a bit more company. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing, right? If you do come on here, let me see where you are. Nigel, Speedy Nigel. I'll send you the link. If you want to come on, feel free to. I can't have too many on because it just gets too confusing. You know, if we've got 3, 4, 5 people talking over each other. So I'll send you the link if you want to jump on through Facebook. If you don't want to come on, fair enough. But I ain't gonna disappear for a few minutes to make me coffee. So if you're there when I come back, you won't be seen until I actually add you to the stream. So give me a few minutes and I'll be back. Plus I need to put these things away. No, Nigel. Oh, well, okay. All right, well, hurry up. Get your ass in gear. I'll probably still be here when you get back anyway. I'll never go far. Whoa. You know, I've got to say something to Bobby when we was talking about the Ghost Meter Pros. What I would like to have seen the developer do, instead of having mode 1 and 2, as like, you know, where it's supposed to pick up ancient ghosts and recent ghosts, yeah. If it had some form of like a spirit detector where it could pick up how far it is, like when it's actually going off, it'll show you on a second meter how far it is, like if it's like, you know, a foot away, 2 foot away, 3 foot away, or something like that. If that wasn't possible, something like a temperature kind of meter as well. And I probably would like to see these with digital LCDs, but you know, these are old anyway, and maybe they didn't have the digital LCDs when I first manufactured them. I'm just going to put these away now. Can't get it. Oh, God. Bloody the pump there. The LED just popped out. I'll get these two in here. The only thing about these, that the little latches at the bottom break off so easy. You have to keep putting tape around them or rubber band or something. No? Should have made them a bit more sturdy than that when you thought about making them. Maybe you didn't think that they're going to snap anyway. The next time I'll have Bobby on, maybe this next weekend coming, I'll try to find out how much it is to buy these 2 books and get them posted over here. As I said, I'm not really a book reader, but it's always good to have, you know, something that someone's written in case you do want to read their stories and, you know, their autobiographies or whatever it is. So he's got 2. So next time I'll ask him if I can actually buy 2 signed autographed ones directly from him and find out how much postage is. I'll see if I can get him to add a free spare one, like, you know, book one, and get that signed and do a giveaway. That'd be cool. Because if I can get one as a giveaway and that person reads it and likes it, then it gives them an option to get book number 2, don't it? So he's then got another sale then. Oh. But yeah, that's his website, ghosthunter.ws, and the ghost gear info. What one's that one? I reckon if he could get those Ghost Meter Pros as a bulk, he would probably sell them, because, like, you know, if people were after them, I know I've had a couple of people asking for them, but I said no, because I've only got the ones I've got. It's like those radios. People keep asking me where I can get the radios from. You can't get the radios anymore. So right, this is Ghost Gear, Family Spirits. This is his Ghost Gear info, I believe. And this one is no, that's his website. And this one is, they both lead to the same one. Not just copied and posted the two different links he sent me. Oh, that's weird. Now, he is also a magician as well, and I did ask him last time he came on if he actually uses any of his magic with the paranormal field, and he said no. So, but he does have some of his like classic comedy videos on his channel. Ghost hunting gear. He actually leads to ghost shop. You know, I'm not one to advertise other people's channels, to be honest with you, but I was looking at one of these on Amazon earlier. They do look, you know, kind of like interesting, but do I really need one? Now, what do they actually do? Just like a normal EMF meter, really. I might purchase one just for the sake of getting one, because I do want to kind of upgrade me ghost hunting gear. And as you know, the technology is getting different and different all the time. This one I've seen used, but no way am I paying like 370 quid for one. No way. No, it has different features on it. Now, I know a lot of work's gone into some of these, but I think some of these are just like, really expensive rip-off prices. Now, I was actually thinking about getting one of these one time, but when I saw the price, my heart nearly like jumped out of my throat. If I was to get anything, expensive, I'd probably get myself another REM pod. But the thing is, these antennas break quite easily because, my REM pod, I don't really use that much because the antenna broke. But, if you broke the antenna, it does tend to make it a little more sensitive. No, the Boo Buddies are rip-off prices of this as well, I think. Like the original Boo Buddy, 289 quid. Now it's just like, really expensive thermal. Thermal 360 I was looking at as well. But, 160 quid, 209. £662 ghost cam. The pluck, 128. Now, I know some of them do work quite good. I have watched a few videos where people used them, but that's people who can actually go out and afford to buy them. Yeah, these are used books. Family Spirits, 18.95. Ebook. You buy it on ebook or paperback. And Family Spirits 2 is 15.95. No, you can even get like being rewards, 10 stamps equals $5 reward. I think that's if you buy other books on there. What's the name? Oh, hang on, this item qualifies free shipping. Yeah, but does it qualify international shipping? Totaling $40 or more, you get free shipping, but that looks like it's only free shipping for in America only. So I reckon you'll probably be spending another $20 on shipping costs. So next week I'll ask him about, getting 2 books. Because I think with the 2 books buying at the same time, you might be able to get it cheaper. Especially with postage as well. Postage won't be as much. Right, so I'm not doing anything paranormal tonight. I'm just going to chill out for tonight. Might do some sun, do a lot of stuff tomorrow. Still waiting on a couple of cameras. One thing I'm going to be doing tomorrow is ringing up the housing association and complain about, people complain about my CCTV camera outside. And I say, look, I've taken them down, but, they complain about me having it out. But, hang a minute, did I give them permission to take photos of my property? Which they did do. Because it was in the email, like, they reported one out on the balcony and one on the windowsill. So, and I know they took one outside of the one on the balcony because I saw on the camera when I was streaming that night. So I'm going to tell them I'm not too happy about that. But I apologise if it caused any, problems, and they have been removed. And then I'll be talking to her about. I'll tell you, it's been so noisy again today. So freaking noisy. Been unbearable. And I've had to put up with it again. So I say, quick enough to dump down my throat about, a camera videoing outside my balcony. But you've not done nothing about the noise complaint upstairs. And she'll probably turn and say we can't do nothing. Well, they will, because I'll tell you one thing. If they don't do nothing, I'll be possibly seeking legal action against them upstairs. Because they are just causing my mental health issues so, increased so much. It's unbelievable. I've got a brain scan coming up this week, 26. Because all the headaches I keep getting from them. Oh, anyway, by the way, who in the UK got the siren from the government through their phone today? I didn't. And I know on the media it says that some people got it a minute early, some people never got it at all. Well, I probably didn't get it because sometimes my phone's on airplane mode. But if it comes through a text message, I didn't get it as a text message. And it doesn't bother me, to be honest, if it came through or not. What can we really do if the real thing happens? Apparently, if they fire, it's going to be less than 5 minutes before it hits us. Unless you've got a bunker outside your house, yeah, you're okay. Unless you live right outside the tube station, you're okay. Kind of. I ain't gonna think I'll be wiped out like that. So, for them to set that off, what am I going to do within 5 minutes? Bye, Tammy. Nice knowing you. I'll just go and lie on the bed and wait until I get vaporized. So, Ian, you got it, did you? Well, I didn't. No, because it comes through text, don't it? I didn't get a text. Let me see. Text message. No. All I've got is the messages from Steve Cooper. I do have some other things on here. Don't think it would have come through WhatsApp. Apparently, they might be banning WhatsApp from the UK soon. That's what it says on social media. That's going to screw a few people, isn't it? Eh? Especially you talk to each other on, WhatsApp. No, I don't see nothing on my phone regarding the emergency broadcast. Does it really bother me? No. Would have been fun if my phone was turned on and I got it. I would have thought, what the fuck's that? We got 5 minutes. Shit, man. No, nothing. So I say, a lot of people did say they didn't get it. On the social media, people said that they never got it. Maybe it's just too many phone numbers they had to try and text it through, and it just wasn't powerful enough to send messages to every single mobile phone in the UK. Let's check my internet. I've had a little bit of issues with my internet lately. I've also had camera problems. I keep getting like local host coming up on my what's it called? On my device manager listing. And local host keeps nicking my webcam and my audio. Right, download speed 275.72 and upload is 24. Because as you know, I upgraded my internet from 125, which I upgraded to 135 over the year. And I thought, because I wasn't getting access to my Wi-Fi cameras, it might be my internet speed, so I upgraded that, but it's not that. I need boosters, and I've got a booster, and that booster don't seem to do nothing. So the only problems I had, the only major problems I kept having was with these cameras, kept disconnecting all the time. But the cameras I'm using now, they don't seem to disconnect as much. No, the one outside sometimes disconnected, but that's not outside anymore, it's inside. And these ones, which I have not been using, I've got 4 of these. This one I'll keep on because I have it on the table sometimes when I do like an overnight and it's on the window, on the mirror. Or I use my DVR one, bring that down because it's only on like a little shelving thing. Bring that down, which was being used the other night. The mirror one. £73. $73. That's £58.91. Ghost meter EMF sensor. I wonder they got it as pro version. That thing I just showed you on Ghost Stop, that EMF meter, they got one on eBay, £137. Just a rip off. Is that from the same company? Spirit Shack. Spirit Shack's always been expensive anyway. They always like double or triple, like, you know, K2 meter with sound, £57.49. Or a genuine K2 meter, £45. REM pod player, £68. Mel meter, a standard basic Mel meter, £206. That green EMF meter, no, the blue EMF meter I bought the other day. All mine are blue. They got the black version, which is practically the same as, I think, £52. EM pump, £45. Are you in charging for Xbox Connect sensor software Windows for SLL? £11.49. We can download it free. Footstep tracker, geo vibration meter sensor detector, goes hunting, £459. Charge field meter T2, the one with the digital display, not the analog one, not this one, the other one, the newer one with it digital, £367, and you get it on Amazon for £189. I've actually seen it for £169. Millimeter, the one with 6 LEDs, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 LEDs. That is £402. Xbox Connect sensor, just a camera sensor, £45, pre-owned. I can go and get them at the shop, £3 each, and I could put them on eBay for 30 quid. And people say, well, you're ripping off people off. No, because like, if they're selling them for 45 quid, mate, 45 quid, it doesn't say it comes with the software or the connectors or anything like that. Says Xbox Connect sensor often used by ghost hunters and other figures, not seeing visible light, listening for the Connect sensor only. If you need cable and software, please get in touch. So no, it's just a Connect camera, 45 quid. I'm going to get them from CX for 3 quid each, which I did do the other week, 2 of them. Zoom Xbox Connect sensor, wide lens, small room, lens, ghost hunting, SLS. I have had one similar to that. Actually, it's just a camera lens for the Xbox 360. Haunted porcelain doll. Haunted porcelain doll, Bernadetta, £149.99. How do they know it's even haunted? They can't prove it's haunted. Even if they got a picture of a K2 meter going off or an EMF device going off, it doesn't prove it's haunted. They're asking £149 for a haunted doll. Music box, £206. Best EVP recorder goes audio voice recorder, £149. Now I know that one, I've seen it, and it's not even that cost. It's I think about 40 quid on Amazon. Let's see what else they've got. New PSP 7 with the sensor, £149. Seen that cheaper. Light trigger motion counter ghost hunting equipment, £229.99. The Xbox One SLS camera sensor, the Xbox 2 camera, £183. Now, is that the full kit or no? what you will receive: the Xbox One Connect used, power and USB cables to connect to your PC, laptop, new USB stick with the software. Those cameras I can go and buy in CX £20. The cables would probably, and the power supply would probably be about 20-30 quid. The software you can download off the internet through Microsoft, so 50 quid. And they're asking 183 quid. Now these, right, I've got two of these. I bought one and Rose gave me one. The only difference between there is that they got a blue LED on their one. I think I paid about 50 quid for mine. £183 they're asking for theirs. £183. MF Bear Doll Trigger Object, £138. You know, the Power 4 equipment is way over the top of the price as well. Just a REM pod. Mini handheld REM pod, 172 quid. The PPS 11 Spirit Box. I think I paid 89 quid for mine. £264 on there. Ouija boards. Similar to the one I bought the other day. I paid 12 quid. They're asking 16 for theirs. See what else they got. Music box. Power 4 CE PMB music box for Ghost Hunters. £862. And I'm not joking. Seriously, £824. I'll prove it. No, £824 for that. You can get the motor, and well, you can buy the music box mechanics for about 12 quid. You can buy the motor for more, likely about a tenner. The LED, couple of quid. The box you could probably make yourself. This is the biggest ever rip-off I've seen with paranormal equipment. And I'm sorry, it is. It's a fucking rip-off. They're charging 20 quid just for a mug. Door alarms, 20 quid, but you can get them for 10 quid. I know you got to make some money, but, you know, it's a fucking joke. TI Crosser XY Access Thermal Temperature Movement Detector, 333 quid. And people are stupid enough to go and buy some of this gear. No, either they got money to burn through their pockets. No, here, look, a mains adapter for the Xbox 360. 30 quid. It says brand. I bought a brand new one the other day. It cost me on Amazon £16. To last like £12 extra. Quad 4 EMF temperature detector, REM pod, vibration detector, £459. Thermal imaging camera, IR, thermal imaging night vision, £344. Now I saw a thermal imager on eBay, not eBay, Amazon, £99. And it looks similar to that. I'm not saying it is exactly the same, but similar. 99 quid. Because I was thinking about getting one, but I thought, you know, I've got my other little thermal camera I don't really use that much. EM pump. Fuck me, EM pump, £45.99. All you need is a motor from an LCD one, a box, a switch, battery holder. You drill 2 holes, one for the power and one for the LED. Connect the and the little magnet. You stick the magnet on you glue the magnet onto the actual motor. Because when it spins around, it's actually creating its own EMF, electromagnetic force field. That's when it's spinning around. All right. The LED is just to tell you it's turned on or not. The switch is to turn it on and off. And that's it. The box is about £4. No, say £5 with postage on eBay. So I do use those boxes. The battery connector, a couple of quid. So you're talking around about 14, 15 quid to build one. 45 quid they want them. They're very sensitive REM spirit doobies, which is just a hanging door alarm, which someone was able to find a way of like modifying it with an antenna and making it more like a mini REM pod. You can buy the hanging door alarms for about 10 quid each, 12 quid actually. I think I paid for my one. You just need an LED and an antenna, because you can't the original hanging door, but the original hanging alarm has like a string attached to it, or it might be wire, I can't remember. But you remove the wire, you put the antenna there in replacement, you put LED on it, and you're done. So I actually found a way of doing it through YouTube. Someone showed you how to do it. I made my own ones, and it costs like about, all in all, 15 quid to build and have it up and running. They want £40, 25 pence. Now those small EMF meters, right? I think they do have different versions. Their one with the black case. Is that the same model? Let me see if that's the same model. Mark 8. No, it's a slightly different model. But they want £52 for their one. Now, the same one on Amazon, I believe, is about 35 quid. And this one was £22, this was. And I have 3 of those. What else have I got? Yes, box, £126.50. You can get them for $89.99 on Amazon. Last time I saw them. The tri-field meter, as I say, with the digital LCD, £365.99. Get them on Amazon for 189 quid. Flux 2. Now, I've seen Flux 2 and they do seem to work pretty good. But I've seen them for about 150, 200 quid. They want 344 quid for their one. Cat balls, 3 cat balls. You used to get the 3 cat balls for $9.99 on Amazon, but they have gone up to about 12 quid. They want $18.95 for 3 cat balls. Ghost hunting compact IR light, infrared. 2 LEDs with an on and off switch. And a battery holder. 45 quid. Again, you get the LEDs for a couple of quid. The switch for about £1.50. You took and the battery and the holder. Talking about a £5 or £6 to build it. They want 45 quid for it. I can understand that they got to put on, for the time, effort and building it. But some of these are just fucking ridiculous prices, man. Like, know the action cams, yeah? If you get an action cam, you can actually convert those easily. You just take the filter off. You know, a decent action cam, 50, 60 quid. If you're gentle enough and you know what you're doing and you can remove that filter, you've got a full spectrum action cam for the same price, 50 quid. They want 344 quid for a night vision full spectrum. I actually done my own. I converted my own. I didn't know how to do it. I just took it apart and thought, what's this? Bit of plastic. I took it off, put it back together, and voila, full spectrum. Where it is now, I don't know, but I actually did do another one, made its full spectrum. Bloody hell. Come on, Nigel, what the freaking hell are you? You coming on or not? No, even with, you know, I've bought stuff from another company, Infrared, and he can be expensive, but not as fucking expensive as these guys. What are this company called? Oh, close to the YouTube. Close down the eBay. But that company, Spirit Seekers, what they're bloody called, they're way over the fucking top. Now, I know with Infrared, he builds stuff. And he does charge, an arm and a leg for some of them, but at least they actually work, and at least they're still cheaper than some of the other people's bleeding like ghost hunting equipment. And they all do the similar kind of thing. Now, why? This is why I don't understand, right? You got this, which is similar to that. What do you prefer to carry, that or that? I prefer to carry that because it's small, compatible, and it's not taking up double the amount of space in your bag, right? Now, people, like Ace, whatever the bleeding name is, they make these for like 200 quid. Because it's just got a fancy name and the case is a little bit fancier and a nice little logo. 200 odd quid. This, with the board, I'm not saying what board it is, they change it. When you get this, you've got like all red LEDs. So you buy different colour LEDs. I buy LEDs in bulk, like 100. So if I'm going to buy a red LED, I'll buy 100. If I'm going to buy yellow, I'll buy 100. If I buy green, I'll buy 100. If I buy blue, I'll buy 100. Because you never know when you might want to build more or use LEDs on other equipment, that you're going to build. And these, I was getting the circuit boards, the kit, for like 20 quid, right? The box, the switch, and the antenna, right? They all cost me, say, like, if you buy them in bulk, it is going to be cheaper. So, like, the switch, the box, and the antenna, probably about another 10, 12 quid. So that's like, I'm going to give you a rough idea how much I would have paid out to get all the parts. I'll say about 30, 35 quid, yeah. I used to build these and sell them for 45. 45 quid, and people moaned and bitched because I was selling them for a £10 profit, which it wasn't even £10 profit because I actually added the postage on top. So, like, it wasn't like extra on the postage. The postage was included, so a fiver. And some people complained and bitched I was making £5 profit out of it. When you got companies out there who are building them in different boxes and, like, different shapes and sizes, and they're knocking them out for 100, 200, 300 quid. Now, I watched one video today, and the guy has made a nice little job of it, but the bloody price he's asking for it, man. Now, it's got the old radio kind of like tubes on this box here. It's got four radio tubes. And when the DC box goes up, it actually illuminate the tubes, and you know you can see the colour coming through the tubes. But even that was bloody expensive because I looked on his bleeding website. And you know, I know the guy puts his heart into building some of this stuff, and he's got to make a profit. But triple, quadruple the profit? No, that is where I think, you know, people building stuff and pointing them out at such high prices is a downer for the paranormal. Because, you know, you've got people interested in doing the paranormal, but they're limited on funds. They can't go out and buy some of the equipment that they want to get, like a ghost box, you know, an EM pump, a portable REM pod, you know, kind of thing. They still have to pay out money on them, but there's people who think that, you know, people are loaded with money. If they want it, they're going to buy it. Like, let's say tomorrow I want to go and buy a car. I can't because I don't drive and I don't have a license. But let's say I want to go out and buy a Porsche. And a Porsche is going to cost me like 120 grand or something, yeah? You're going to get, you know, if I've got money, I'm going to buy it, aren't I, really? But when people haven't got money and they've got to scrimp and scrape and beg and borrow and even probably steal to get that money, it's just fucking ridiculous, man. It really is ridiculous. You know, I have bought stuff from some of these people, and you know, I admit that, you know, they are good products, but it's still, I had to pay more than I expected to pay. You know. No, I am looking at a couple of more EMF detectors actually. I was looking at this one. And I think this might be the cheapest one I've seen actually at the moment. That's from Belgium. They do have them on eBay, Amazon, I think, for about 25, 30 quid. But this one here, right, $367.99. You can buy that off Amazon today for 189 quid. That's over 170 quid profit they're putting on that. Talk about money grabbing bleeders, man. See this, you know, I've seen on Amazon, I can't remember, let me see if I can see on Amazon. So I did have a few things on my watch list. I didn't save it because it's just too expensive. I was looking at this new EMF meter actually. Looks interesting. Looks pretty good. I've seen people on YouTube actually do a review on this, but it's a pretty nice little EMF detector. But $59.99, and we can see that it goes up in like a curve, but you can set it in different ways as well. You know, you've got black screen, white screen. I think there's a setting where you can actually have the bars going like diagonal, vertical. It looks quite nice, and you know there are features on there. You know, you've got your sound and your graph as well. So I was actually thinking about getting one of those next month. You know, £20. You know, I might even get a couple of these instead of the standard EMF detector, the standard K2s, because these K2 meters, although I don't really trust them that much now, these little pushing tabs do break rather quickly, really easy as well. So I'm thinking about getting a couple of these ones. You know, you can go over get the blue one for £20, but they have got some which are like a black colour case. They ran about 25 quid each. No, if you buy two, it's 19.85. So you say like £1 4p. So if I was going to get any, I'd buy two of these. But the only thing is, I don't like the way this is set out. No, I'll probably print out a different one, make it look a bit nicer. 22, yeah. Black, £25, and then the blue one, 22. Blue 22. So that's the blue one, and the black one, 25. So I can't see, why buy one which is black at £25 and one that's blue at £22. It does the same fucking thing. I suppose, again, if you want to go and buy a car, you can buy a car which is your colour option, I suppose. I'll still say, I don't know how good they are. I don't know if they're as good as these ones, if they're more kind of like sensitive than a normal K2. You can buy normal K2 meters now. £14.71. Black one. You can buy the grey one. Now, I have actually seen, would you believe, a orange one on Amazon. They've actually got an orange K2 meter on Amazon. Let me see if I can find it. I think I've got it in my watch list. No. But I did see a K2 meter. Let me just scroll down. Sometimes you see them down at the bottom. Now let's go back up. Might not be able to find it now. I want to find it. But I swear I saw an orange one on here. Yeah, orange. Told you. 2-pack. 2-pack, 5 LED. So it's like around about 25 quid each. But these come from China. And the quickest delivery is Saturday, May the 5th. Now, I don't know what the difference is between these ones and the black ones and the grey ones. Probably the same, just in a different colour case. Now, some people reckon they still got the original K2 meters. But they're going for like 60, 70 quid each. I know paranormal is a very big hobby, and equipment is very expensive to buy. But when you know you can build it and produce it and stick it out as a very, very pricey piece of equipment, that's why I think, that's wrong. Ripping people off. That's why I build my own stuff now, or try to build my own stuff. If anyone's interested, like, let's put it this way. No, let's go. That's why I started trying to build my own equipment, because some of this stuff was just way too expensive to buy. And if you could buy, build something similar to it, that was good enough for me. Now, when I bought this was like 200 quid. Can't get these ones anymore. You've got to buy the ones which has got like the row of LEDs up there and the middle LED there, or whatever it is. About 300 odd quid, These are getting hard to get hold of now, because when the guy tried to rip me off on the actual site where I've done those videos, complained that I never got them, I contacted the company and they was good to send me one. But I was also refunded from the bank, so I was able to get 2 of these, and I still do have 2 of these. I think Infrared might have 1 or 2 available still, I'm not sure. But that's where I got my one from Infrared, I believe. But when I spoke to the company about, the manufacturers of these based in Canada, I think it was, I emailed them and said, can you tell me when my delivery's coming through? The company's ordered it in the UK's ordered it, and they said they wait for their delivery, and they checked up. The company never had a delivery or an order put through for a delivery. So they had to chase up on it, and they found that the guy was ripping people off. So they stopped shipping stuff over to the company, so he wouldn't rip people off anymore. And they said, well, we ain't got the equipment to build any at the moment, but give me a few days, I'll hunt around, and if we got one available, I'll send you one. And they did actually send me one. And because of the bank, I told the bank about it. I was just over the time limit. The bank could have told me, he said, no, you ain't going to get your 250 or quid, whatever back. But that's good enough, and I was able to get my money back from the company who tried ripping me off. I thought, although I didn't know if they was, they said they was going to send me one. I didn't know they was definitely going to send me one or not. So I got my money back. I went on to Infrared, I think it was, and I bought one from them, and I got my one within a couple of days. Great guy, never ripped me off whatsoever. I think about a week later, I got one from the company sent to me free of charge. And I emailed him. I said, well, I've just got my other one. Do you want your one back? He goes, no, don't worry about it. We'll let you have that because of the hassle you had. Put it down as a free gift, an apology. I thought, well, it ain't your fault, mate. If you want it back, I'll send it back to you, but you're going to pay the postage. But no, let me have the second one free. Well, the one they sent me, not the second one. Well, it is the second one. They sent me that free. So I got 2 for the price of one in one way. But, a lot of other people was being ripped off by this the company in the UK who's supposed to be selling these. They never got them. And I had to leave messages on Facebook, contact the company, let them know. And I know a few people contacted their bank and got their money back. Some actually wrote messages to the online fraud website. Even I did. But the police done an investigation on him, and they said, well, can't really do much because, there's not enough complaints. Not enough complaints. Well, I saw a lot of complaints. And the guy who did try to rip me off is still running the company, selling ghost hunting gear. Still ripping people off as well. I still got his old emails on my email address as well. But any of you don't get ripped off, you're getting ripped off by the prices. As I keep saying, that's why I try to build my own gear. I have got an idea of another kind of device I want to build. But I tried doing an EM pump the other day, and because of the noise I was getting, well, actually it was Saturday, just gone. Because there's so much noise, it just made me lose concentration. I threw everything back in the box. I just could not concentrate. But today, well, yesterday, Sunday, I did start sorting out my living room. I threw about half a dozen bags of rubbish out, and I'm just going through the boxes and stuff like that, and putting stuff in like bin liners and carrier bags to take down to the charity shop. I think I got about 2 bags for the stuff, shoes, coats. These shoes were being chucked out from the neighbour across the hallway several months ago, and she put a note out, free to whoever wants them. And I thought they were men's shoes or something, but they were women's shoes. And I thought, oh, someone will probably still want them. Fuck them upstairs. So I bought 4 boxes of shoes in, 1 pair of shoes in each box, and 2 of them were brand new, never worn. Still had the receipt in there. And the other 2, very, very limited amount of scuff marking underneath the sole. So I bought them in. I bought this big packet of like massive cardboard, whatever it was, I don't know. I bought that in. But today I chucked it. Well, yesterday I chucked it out because I thought, well, what the fuck am I going to use that for? So that got chucked away. There's some school cardigans that was given to me, 3 different sizes from the same school. I found 2 of them. They were in the bag, getting ready to go to the charity shop. So I don't know if I'll go tomorrow or the next day because I'll need to ring up my housing association tomorrow. There is like a box which has got 2 old telephone systems and 1 old metal iron. Now I was going to keep those because I could do with another phone system myself, but because they have old ones, I thought, I'll just give them to the charity, see if they can do anything with them. And the old iron, although it's like an old, it's still electrical one. It's not like, the Hobbs ones you get now or the Bush or anything like that. It's like just a small metal iron. Don't know if it works or not. And they usually, the charity shop I'm going to take them to, Scope, where I used to work myself in now as a pharmacy helper at one time. They do take electronics, but it's very rarely that they put electronics out that day. They got a great big fucking mound of them upstairs. So much electrical stuff. It takes them time to go through them all. And when they get to where they want to dig out, then they take them downstairs. Like if it's a radio or clock or clock radio, anything electronic, they'll only put so much out because electricals still seem to be hard for themselves. And I have noticed, yeah, I noticed all right, their prices have gone rocket high. A little porcelain dish with a lid. It's like it's more like a mustard dish, but without the spoon. But he had the lid on it, yeah. £6. Now, originally, a few years ago, that would have only been like 75p or something, or a pound. Dolls in there. I ain't bought no dolls. I'm not going to buy no more dolls. I need to get rid of some of my ones. But dolls in there, they had the big doll in there. 30 odd quid it was. I think it's 35 quid for a standing doll. Then they had some smaller dolls, and I was asking like 15, 20 quid each for those. I used to get dolls out of there for about 4 or 5 quid each. But now they're like 15, 20 quid each for dolls. No, games, computer games, even the DVDs have gone up to a couple of quid each. They used to be 50p each, and like 2 quid each now. I know the cost of living's gone up, but bloody hell. Oh, I'll tell you one thing, what you need to go and do. Everyone needs to go out and buy some fucking toilet rolls because there's a toilet roll shortage again. Yeah, because we come off on, Betex. Well, there's problem with Betex. There's a toilet roll shortage again. So I do advise you to go and get toilet roll. I'll go and buy some tomorrow. I might have to go to Lidl's and buy a couple of packets if they don't actually ration us. Can you just imagine you go into a shop and go and buy like a packet of 9 or 24, and they ain't got 9s or 24s. They've taken them all out of the packing and start selling them separately for like 2 quid each or something for one toilet roll. I won't be surprised that happens. Now, I know you can get packets of 2 or 4, and even the packet of 4 is like about 2 quid now, something like that. So it's like 50p a roll. The ones I buy, packet of 9, they're about £3.29 from Lidl's. I won't be surprised they'd be going up. They need to like ration the toilet rolls to people, like one packet per person. Not one toilet roll, but one packet, whatever packet you buy. Packet 4, packet of 9, packet of 24. They should ration one packet per person. You go in there and buy a packet today, go back out, get another packet more, can't you? It's not like, when there's a toilet roll shortage last time, remember that? Toilet roll, everyone's going out buying all the toilet rolls and wipes and napkins. Some guy went out and bought 10,000 packets of toilet paper. Must have cost him thousands and thousands of pounds. He later complained to the papers that, he went and bought them and suddenly the toilet rolls started coming back in stock and he's stuck with thousands and thousands of toilet rolls. Well, if he kept them, within the last couple of years, they're not going to go, out of date, are they? And he can start selling them again, couldn't he, really? Well, I don't think Nigel's coming on, so I'll get going soon. Have an early night. I have had a couple of small little naps today. Before I come on here, I was trying to get an hour and a half sleep, but I only had like half hour. I tried to get sleep earlier today as well before I'd done this sorting out and the banging. I even have my earplugs and I can hear the vibration coming down through my wall along my bed. And I could hear the boom, boom, boom. Like fucking bass drums, But yeah, as I say, I was looking at some of the ghost hunting equipment. Thinking about getting that new, not the K2 meter, but that other one, the 65 quid one. So it looks like, a pretty good one. I do like an earlier version, which is like 30 quid, 35 quid. I have noticed though, one of the Russian guys, YouTubers that I watch, actually uses one of these ones. Not sure, I think it's that one. And he does get hits on it. In an empty Russian house that's supposed to be haunted. So I was thinking, try one of those. I think you might have. I think it's that one. If I ain't, it's that one. One of those two, because I know it's got like a red handle on it. Could be an orange handle, but it's one of those anyway. And the good thing about these ones, they have internal batteries that you charge up. You don't have to keep swapping and changing batteries over them. So I was actually thinking of getting one of these if I don't buy one of those more expensive ones, being that one, because that's internal battery. Now it does look nice, but do I really need more EMF meters? Looking at this one as well, this looks kind of interesting. But it's only got like a one LCD display. I've got something similar to this, but this is more for radiation proper. I've seen this one as well. Now, this reminds me a bit like a K2 meter, but it's only like $7.99. And I have 30 installed, but they don't actually arrive until the 8th or the 13th because it's coming over from China, I think. So I was thinking about ordering one of those. It does really kind of remind you as a K2 meter. It's got the two greens, yellow, orange and red. So I thought about getting one of those just to, like, you know, for shits and giggles. And I think this is the one that the Russian guy was using. And he was actually getting hits on it. And the other thing I was thinking about getting was one of these. These are only like 100 quid. Originally 172. But I've got my little thermal camera. Do I really need another thermal camera? I did watch a YouTube video on this actually, and they do swear that they are pretty good thermal cameras. And you can do video recording on it as well. My one only does photos. So I think I might probably get one of those, maybe. There's plenty in stock. But I would only buy one though, because every time I go to buy something here, they ain't got no more Ghost Pros left. Now let me check on Facebook. They ain't got no more Ghost Pros left. If you wanted your ones back, I could send you your ones back, but one of them broke. I think you sent me two. One of them doesn't even light up. Probably not. Let me check. Is that the one? That's the basic one. 83 quid. Or 83.99. That's America. The other one, Amazon. The one which was on Amazon is no longer available. Currently unavailable. And I'll show you to prove it. And that is the Mode 4 one, which you sent me down. Ghost Meter Pro, unavailable. And the other one, which was eBay, that's a basic one, $73. What was that? Oh no, that's the one, Hong Kong. Well, Singapore. I think you gotta have a Singapore account on it. I won't be able to fucking get them. No, he only had two on that one. So they are very, very hard to get hold of. Oh, I did find your other doll today. Because I have started sorting out that living room. So I chucked out about half a dozen bags of rubbish. Crunched up a lot of boxes, bubble wrap. Got a couple of bags and a box to take to the charity shop this week. Well, I have found the two dolls, the boxed ones. Then the other one's going to just be a random pick out. Actually, I can go and get the dolls and show you what the two you're definitely getting. Because I know where they are now. Now, apparently, this one is a very collectible one. It's still even got part of the plastic in it. It's not even really been out of the box, I don't think. But It's porcelain. Yeah, I think it's still brand new. Just that someone probably like opened it up because it's still got a bit of the old plastic on it. But it's a collectible. There is damage to the box, but it's supposed to be one of the collectible dolls. That one. And this one has never been out of the box. It's still sealed. So you've got 2 box dolls coming up. And that's got that. She's actually got something in her hand, I think. I don't know what it is. But this has never, ever, ever, honestly and truly been out of the box. Leonardo collection doll. I think, no, they're both worth a bit of money, but it's not the money because you helped me out quite a bit in the last time. What's this one? Item number D1253LT. Colour light pink. Not recommended for children under 8 years old. So are you older than 8, Rose? How old are you, Rose? Go on, tell me the truth. How old are you? If you're 8 years old, you can't have them. Well, the box is a bit crumpled on this one. I'll probably try and get some tape and just like tape it down a little bit. I've got to find a box big enough to put them in, though. That's the problem. And then you've got 2 box ones of the 2 complete box ones of these. And then you got one which isn't boxed. The one you sent me back was working perfectly, so that's coming back to you. And then you got my lovely little device. This is the best one out of the lot. It works better than all the others. I only built for 2, well 3. And don't forget, this has got audio. And I know with one of mine, you can blow onto it, but this one doesn't have to blow. There is one little problem though. That top LED doesn't seem to want to light up, but I ain't going to take it apart, because if I take it apart, I'm not going to get it back together again. So that will come up to you. Don't know what else. I think there was 1 or 2 other bits of equipment that I built that I was going to send up to you. But I don't know what I did with them. And this I found in the box that you sent me down. All right. This has got a fault with it. Because it doesn't stop bleeping. I put it over there, turned it on, and it just constantly went off. Give me such a headache. I had to grab the damn thing and turn it off. But it's not the battery issue, because it's a brand new battery now. I was going to open it up to find out if there's a problem with it, but I couldn't be bothered. So, do you want to jump on for 10-15 minutes, have a chat? If you do, let me know. You have to somehow get me on Facebook to get the link though. Why's my phone keep going? Turn the volume down. I've got like 20 alarms going off my phone. That's all these cameras that keep going off. You still there, woman? I've fucking gone and got the dolls and shown you, and I bet she's buggered off talking to her lot on her channel. bet she's on her fucking channel. I know she got the last one on at the moment. What was that? She got the emergency alert. Oh, that's on the laptop. So I didn't get an emergency alert because I think my phone was on airplane mode. And then if I was to get it through a text message, I never got it through the text message. Hello, Angela, if you're still there. Angela O'Kane never said good night. Bloody woman. I know she buggered off. She always does sneak off, that woman. I was wanting to try and find out where the charge is. I think this just takes normal batteries though. Once I've got the old living room sorted out, I'll be using these in there again. Might use both, might use one. Not sure where the other one is, up there somewhere. I was going to try to do some more builds, but the noise was just so unbearable. I just had to like stop them. I was only trying to build an EM pump with a motor speed controller thing. I just couldn't get it working, so I thought I'd just do a basic one. Couldn't get it working. I've been so interrupted by the noise upstairs. I just threw it all back in that box there. But I will try to do some builds next week or this week coming. I won't be able to do any on the 26th because I'll be at the hospital for a brain scan, which is on Wednesday. Yeah, those are perfect prime infrared thermal images. Actually, Imogen visible light camera video recorder. I was thinking of getting one, but £100 though. Thing about it, you've got the apps that can do that on your mobile phone. And you download a thermal imager software from Google Play. And it does similar to the same thing anyway. And you record it. I've got that little thermal camera which I bought off Amazon years ago. I've not really used that much. Hello, Jimmy. How are you tonight? No Streamyard. What do you want about no Streamyard? Let's see what you got on there. What are you doing? Lots of mixed things. Tag team cleavage show. Okay. Hospital going for a few weeks. Oh, geezer, fight boobies. Darling. Not one who likes going into the old boobies, do you, eh? What's that? I won't read that one. That one I will not read. So that brings me back on that someone told me years ago. Yeah. Gosh, you have a lot of people in your Streamyard though, don't you, eh? Streamyard podcast video cam show. Gosh, how many you got on the last one? 1, 2, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Bloody hell. You like having a lot of people on your streams, don't you, buddy? I'm lucky to get 2 or 3 on it. Sometimes I can't go onto a stream or have a stream where I've got more than 3 people on, because everyone just talks over the top of each other. Everyone. And it gets rather annoying, frustrating when you can't hear someone talk because someone else is going over the top of you. Got a lot of podcast live shows, haven't you? 29, 31, 33, 34. And you've got others which you haven't put the numbers on. Chris K loses eyebrows, $200. So what? Someone pay $200 for someone to shave his eyebrows off? I'll tell you what. You get someone here to offer me $200, I'll shave my beard off. I'll even shave my head as well for $500. That's it. Complete live stream through my mobile phone, shave my hair and my beard for $500. How's that? Okay, bye, Jimmy. That was quick. Comes in and goes by. Well, I see him say bye on Streamyard anyway. So he goes, hello, no Streamyard. Bye, Jimmy. There's not an open invite for people to come on here. It's only people I know from the paranormal unity. I had Bobby on earlier for an hour and a half. Gave an extra half an hour tonight. Rose, well, I did invite her on, but she's buggered off. That's Live Pants on Fire. And I did invite Nigel, Ghostwatch UK, Mansfield Paranormal. He said he was taking someone home and he's not coming back, so he's not on. So I'll probably be going soon then. Sodom. Sodom. Now I've got to put my phone back on airplane mode. I'll click into my notifications room. My CCTV set up. My Wi-Fi cameras. I'm not going to take these back in the living room. Right. Oh dear, I've still got coffee. I ain't even drunk. Getting a bit hungry. Well, I had a decent dinner tonight. I'm still bloody hungry. So I'm going to drink the coffee, close the stream down, go and get some food, watch a couple of videos, and go to bed. No overnight stream tonight. In fact, I'm going to close it down now. So, yeah. I'll bid you all good night. And put that back up there. Yeah, I'll bid you all good night. I'm not sure what I'm doing tonight, Monday night. I might just do a little general chat one. I don't know yet. Probably be doing a Ouija board on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Yes, tonight I don't know if I'll be on. Tomorrow I'll probably be on. Might do a Ouija board. Don't know, because on the 26th I've got to go to the hospital for my brain CAT scan. So I might even wait to do the Ouija board until Wednesday. I know the appointment ain't until the afternoon, but I'm not going to rush around on Wednesday. So I might do a stream tonight, if not tomorrow night. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, to be honest with you. I might put a stream on tonight and have it running overnight, and then do a proper stream on Tuesday. And then finish that off early, and then have an early night Tuesday night. Have a bit of a lay-in on Wednesday, go to my CAT scan, and then Wednesday night we might do a Ouija board. But we'll see. Right, okay, good night everyone. Thanks for coming on. Cheers to Bobby for coming on as well. If you're still watching, appreciate that. Hope to get him on again maybe this Sunday coming. And yeah, we'll catch you all later. Bye for now. Have a good night. Don't